Three questions for today. Why will the stock market continue to go up? Why we will not have anytime soon lows in the market like we experienced in March 2020? And why Warren Buffett is wrong by selling his airline stocks? If you want to hear the answers to those questions, keep watching. Welcome everybody. I hope you are all well and healthy. On March 23rd, S&P 500 reached its lows at 2,237. Right now, we have S&P 500 in the level 3,124, 39% increase since March. Dow Jones increased 41% since March 23rd. It sounds amazing. It all went so fast that most of us missed the train. I would rather call it a bullet. March panic was attributed to the virus, and it was extraordinary scene for several weeks. Stock market going down to the point where trading was halted because indexes fell more than 10% daily. Billions of dollars were taken away from the stock market. All this money, which was for years in the stock market, suddenly disappeared from the stock market. Stocks were sold and money was sitting on the sideline and not giving any appreciation like it was doing for all the years before. Fund managers of institutional money and the private investors waited. What was going to happen? Everybody who took the money from the stock market believed that there was going to happen some catastrophic event because of the disease. But after a short period of couple of days, all investors quickly realized that nothing catastrophic is happening. The world is not going to end because of the recent events. And boom! At the moment they all realize that nothing catastrophic is happening, everybody who sold the stocks a week earlier now started pumping all the money back exactly where it was before. And starting from March 24, we experienced a huge rally in stock prices because all the money started floating back into the stock market. And on the top of that, we have the stimulus package, $2 trillion from the government, adding speed to the recovery in the market. Stock market right now will continue to climb, occasionally going down drastically, but it will not go to the lows of March 23rd when Dow Jones was at 18,591 and S&P was at 2,237. Why will the stock market not go to the lows in March? I'll give you three reasons: historical reasons, fear of missing out reasons, and pendulum reasons. If you look at the history, we have on average every 8 to 10 years some kind of severe crisis, depression or recession. It doesn't happen every couple of months. It is usually a couple of years. And of course you can say, how about 80s W-shaped recession? Yes, I agree with you, but GDP dropped in 1980 just 2.2%, and in 1981 and 82 GDP dropped just 2.7%. Those are not a huge drops if you compare them to 2008 subprime mortgage crisis. GDP then dropped 5.1%. Huge swings in the market do not happen often. They do not happen in a short periods of time, like within a month. And you can take a look deeper in the history of the stock market to find exceptions, and I'm sure you can find some minor exceptions. But before you do it, please listen what I have to say about why we will not see anytime soon Dow Jones in the same lows like in March 23rd. VIX index is also a good indicator here. Last time we had VIX around 80s was in 2008. Stock market doesn't get scared easily every couple of months. You might say, why not? We have huge unemployment, most of the people don't have work and are not productive. Companies are laying off employees and are going out of business. To simply answer this question, the stock market is the reflection of the future, not the current events. And it doesn't really care much about current events. The huge drops we have in March were because there was a buildup of information about the virus, to the point that investors started to believe that something terrible is going to happen. When the drops in the market occurred, we actually did not know all the bad numbers in the economy. We didn't know unemployment rate, we didn't know how many jobs were lost, and so on. Investors just felt fear without hard data about what is going to happen in the future. And they panicked just based on the fear without hard data and strong evidence. Right now, 3 months later, we have all the data. Numbers of jobs lost, huge unemployment, and on the top of that, we have social unrest, rioting, looting, and the part of Seattle is lawless land, wild, wild west. And the stock market continued to go up. And it doesn't care about all those events. Why is it happening? Because, like I said, stock market doesn't get scared easily 2 times in a row. This applies not only to the stock market. It is like scaring someone really badly. It works first time, boom! But the second time will not have the same effect. Someone is not going to be the scared second time because now he's anticipating that something bad is about to happen. When the avalanche already started, you cannot start the second avalanche in the same place right after one just came down. There has to be a buildup of snow for the second avalanche to happen. The same applies to society. It needs time to restart, rebuild its emotions. And the same principle applies to the stock market. It needs a break from extreme movements. Reason number 2, fear of missing out. Almost all the money is back into the stock market, and more money is coming indirectly into the stock market from all stimulus packages from the government. Majority of institutional and private investors are coming back to the market right now. Do you think that big institutional investors and private investors are going to withdraw all the money from the stock market right now again and look unprofessional by missing another dip in the market? I don't think so. A lot of them withdrew their money from the stock market in this panic of weeks of March because they came to the conclusion that it is dangerous to keep money in the stock market. Right now, stock is back almost 40%, and they did not expect this comeback to happen that quickly. They expected doom, collapse, chaos, and it didn't happen. So they already know that by withdrawing once all the stocks, they lost their own and investors' money, because if they kept it in the market all the time, it would come back by now. Instead of this, they have to buy right now for the higher price. That's why you see all over every expert is saying that we will have another huge drop in the market. Why is he saying this? Because he missed the timing, and deep inside he's betting against the market, but himself is not going to take all the stocks out of the market like he did in March. It is kind of vicious circle when you want someone else to do something, but you do not want to do it personally. It is not happening because guy next door to you already knows and thinks the same way as you, and he is expecting you to start selling your stocks. We will have downs in the market because it is a nature of the market that it doesn't go in a straight line. But we will not see anytime soon S&P 500 and Dow Jones dropping suddenly, boom, 40%. And reason number 3, tide reason, pendulum reasons. Stock market works in a similar way like ocean tides or the clock pendulum. We just experienced an extreme in the swing of the pendulum in one direction, and it is coming back right now. The nature of pendulum is that it stays the shortest time in the extremes, and it moves longer time in the movements between extremes. The same applies to the stock market. Right now, we just had extreme in the market 3 months ago, March 23rd. And since then, we have moved into the upward directions. Not a linear movement. Stock never moves linear, but we have upward movement. Unfortunately, most of the investors, including some of the big ones, missed the greatest opportunity stock market gave us so far. For example, Warren Buffett sold all his airline stocks in a fear of virus. I greatly respect Warren as the greatest investor ever, no question about that. My knowledge about investing is based on Warren's principles, but I strongly disagree with his decision of selling airline stocks, because airlines are the necessity for modern society. We will come back to flying eventually, even if we like it or not. Warren, in his shareholders meeting, said that the world has changed. And he's right, world has changed. And that's why he sold his shares of airlines. He did not give a detailed explanation like he usually do why his company sold all the airline stocks. My view is that he feels fear because of the virus, and he believes that our travel habits will change permanently and recovery will take years. I disagree with this. Another interesting point which he mentioned is that in 2008 he jumped too quickly to buy stocks at the discount. So right now he doesn't want to make the same mistake, and he's waiting for the second wave of panic and the market going back again 40%. Is he right or is he wrong? We will see the answer in the future. Speaking a little bit more about the airlines, people who fly frequently to Europe like me from USA, do you think that they are going to bring boats back instead of planes for people to cross Atlantic like my grandfather did in 1914 and spend around 14 days on the boat? I don't think so. Anybody would be happy to start spending even 4 days on something they did in 10 hours earlier. We hear on the news right now that airlines are laying off employees, getting smaller, cutting costs. Of course they will do it to survive. We just experienced events which happened once in our lifetime. All the world economies just stopped on a dime. It never happened before. Economically, we would be better off if we have war or huge earthquake or 30-foot tsunami hitting the west coast or the east coast, because this would affect certain parts of the country and the rest could function normally. This kind of disaster we are experiencing right now is different because it cripples everybody equally, all our allies and all our enemies. Everyone had to surrender against this invisible enemy. But this is not the end of the world. And if you compare this to the Spanish flu, where estimates say that between 50 and 100 million people died, right now we have 500,000 people dead. So we have a long way to this event 102 years ago. By the way, if anybody who is watching this video lost someone to the virus, my heart and prayers goes to you. I'm not trying to minimize tragedy caused by this disaster, which we are still experiencing, by the way. What I do here is just strictly view the current events from the perspective of the stock market. So right now you're probably thinking, if I believe in all what I preach here, did I buy some stocks when Warren Buffett was selling his stocks? And the answer is yes! I actually did buy airline stocks in March instead of selling. I did buy Delta Airlines. I bought 10 shares for $31 and the change on March 17, and then I bought 187 shares for $21 and the change on March 20th. Was I right by doing this? Future will tell. if Warren Buffett was right or I was right. Please revisit this video every couple of months and years to prove me wrong. Or tell me that I was right in my decision about buying Delta Airlines and about my predictions for the stock market. I will also do the updates in the comments under this video every couple of months and every couple of years about my Delta holdings, because I'm planning to hold the shares for many years. My next video will be about buying shares of another controversial company, which was caught in the middle of those recent events and suffered the most because of it. It is Amazon. Of course, it is a joke. Amazon actually gained the most because of the virus, because we all were locked up in our houses and had to and have to still right now buy most of the things online. Of course, the biggest victim and the biggest loser of the virus situation is Carnival. I started buying Carnival shares when everybody was selling. I started on March 17 and I finished on May 20th. I invested total $8,946 and the change, and the shares are worth right now around $12,212 and the change. So far it is around 36% increase. Time will tell if I made the wise move or I made a stupid move. If you are interested to see the video about Carnival, please subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the time when I release it. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and explain in the comments below why you like it. If you don't like this video, please explain to me in details in comment section why you disagree with my point of view. I appreciate all the comments, positive and negative. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time with me here. I hope you are healthy and well. Hope you have a great day and always fight for your happiness.